everyone, a very good morning to everyone. I hope you all are fine and doing well. So, in today's class, we are just
A very good morning to everyone.
doing the
I hope
module
you all
B.
are fine and doing well. So, in
So, I am hoping that I am visible, audible, everything is okay from my side, so we can start the class. Let's see some numericals and some case studies. So, first question is in front of us. Daily volatility of stock is 3%. So, what is weekly 7 working days volatility? We know that the formula is just this volatility multiply by number of days. So that is 3% multiply square root of 7. So when we do the square root of 7, we got here 2.4 2.646, and the 3% of 2.646 is 0.794%. So this is the answer, that is 0.794%. So this is the easy question, and maybe in exam for 1 marks this question will be there in option without question without options type. Now we have here calculate the liquidity coverage ratio, and the following information is given, and the formula for liquidity coverage ratio is HQLA by divide by stock, here cash flows for the next 30 days, and you can do the multiply with 100 also. So you can see the assets are of 10 lakh, and here it is not, it is 1 crore because 80 lakh is there, and in denominator there is 15 lakh. Just multiply it by 100, how much we get here? So it is all about 66.67%. That is the LCR. Okay, from the given information we have to calculate the daily value at risk. A limited invested this amount in shares of B limited. Then the daily volatility is 3% and confidence is 99%, then Z value is given with the confidence level, that is 2.33 at the 99%. See, here we know that this value at risk is basically a statistical measure that indicates the worst possible scenarios, and it is one of the crucial tool that tells about the extreme loss situation, right? So here I can say that uh, basically this thing, it tell up in the under normal market condition. So here is the probability, that is equals to z value at the rate of 99% on confidence level, that is 2.33. So here I can write it as 3% of 2.33, which is equals to 6.99%, or in after rounding off it is of 6%. Clear? So that's the way to calculate this uh, daily volatility. Next question, just give the answer. Here you have to calculate the volatility, but stock of PQR limited is that. So how to find the volatility in that case? Now let's do this question. See, here days wise volatility is given. So what we can do in that case, we know that what is the average here. See, that if I calculate that, so this is 3 and 9, 2, 1 carry, 1 2 3 4, 42, and days are here 4. So 42 by 4 is near about 10.5, right? So this is 10.5. Now what I can do, daily volatility is given, I just reduce average from the price, and then here we'll do the square of that price. That means if I assume this is x, so I will write here x square. Daily volatility of 4 days is given. So the price is here. What is the price? That is 10. 10 in that case. So I just have to remove 10 minus 10.5, which is equals to 0.5. Okay, so I have to open my calculator. So if I do the square of 5, that is equals to 0.25, correct? Then 9 minus 10.5, which is equals to 1.5. So when I do it, that is in the negative. So if I multiply it by 2 times, so obviously it become positive. So it is equals to 2.25. Then 11 minus 10.5, again it is equals to only 0.5, which is equals to 0.25. Then 12 minus 10.5, which is equals to 2.5. So I have to multiply it. Here 1.5 is the answer again. 12 minus 10.5 is 1.5. Then 1.5 multiply by 1.5, so same 25 is the answer. Okay, now what is our next step here? We calculated everything, so now we have to calculate the variance. How to calculate the variance? Just do the calculation of this. If we add this thing, we got 5, so the variance is equals to 5 divided by 4, right? Now 5 divided by 4 means that is equals to 1.25. Then we calculate here the standard deviation. uh, Here it is equals to 1.25. Then standard deviation is equals to under root of 1.25 square. That is, if we calculate this, it is equals to 1.11. So clear how to find the volatility when there is a case of 4 years given or 3 years is given. So we have to find the daily volatility. We have to calculate the average first, then reduce the average from the price, and then do the square of that calculation, then find the variance and the standard deviation. Now next question, just calculate the CRAR here. See, we know that there is a formula of CRAR, that is tier 1 capital. Okay, and add here in tier 1 capital the capital which is here, all the capital basically. So then divide it by RWA. So this is the formula of CRAR. Now calculate. See, here it is written in the question, paid up capital is given, okay. Tier 2 capital is given, great. Debenture is of 100 crore, but there is a risk weightage of 90%. That means we have to calculate this debenture money, that is equals to 100 crore multiplied by 90%, which is equals to here 90 crore. Same with the mortgage. Here it is equals to, mortgage are equal to 250 crore. So 250 crore multiplied by 75%, which is equals to 187.5 crore. Now if you see, loan to government having zero type of risk, because no risk in that case. So we can find here 150 crore of then 0%, which is equals to 0. So total risk weight asset is equals to 90 plus 187.5 crore plus 0, which is equals to 7.75 crore. Now tier 1 capital, that is paid up capital, is given. We have to add the tier 2 capital, then divide it by 277.5, and when we solve it, this is 3000 crore divided by 27.75. After calculating it, we got it 10.8%. Just do the uh, percent here, so that is equals to 10.8%. This is the answer. Okay. Now next question. We have to calculate the limit of letter of credit, and the information is given. Annual raw material consumption is given. Annual raw material consumption through LC is given. Usance 3 months is given. Lead time is given. Then you have to calculate your correct answer. See how to calculate the question here. Simply here I can say that the LC limit can be calculated based on the what is the raw material consumption. Okay, and in usance level, basically due date is later. And here I can say, if see the monthly consumption, which is equals to, that is the given annual raw material consumption, so I can calculate here the monthly consumption. What is the monthly consumption? Just divide it by 12, that is uh, 12 lakh divide by 12, which is equals to 1 lakh. And here the total time is given about 3 months. 3 months time is given, and also lead time is given, so we can say about 4 months. Total time is, if 4 months, so I can write here 4 multiplied by 1 lakh, which is equals to 4 lakh. So this is the maximum amount that can be requested through the LC while considering the credit period and lead time. So this is the answer. Next question. Here we have to calculate the modified duration, because duration of the bond is given, yielding percentage is given, and the year is given. So we can easily find this type of question. Just try to put the formula in this and then calculate it. Because modified duration is one of the direct method just to measure the price sensitivity of a bond, and this duration is arrived by dividing the duration with the interest rate. That is, we can say 1 plus y, and y is the yield here. So here I can say modified duration is equals to duration divided by 1 plus y. So that is 3% divided by 1 plus yield is given, that is here 12%, so I can write it as 0.12. So when I calculate it, that is here 3 by 1.12, right? So 3 divided by 1.12 is equals to 2.678. So this is the answer. These are the years, and here it is the correct answer, 2.678. You can see after rounding off this will become 2.68. Okay. So here ABC Limited is there, who issued the bond for rupees 500 for 3 years but within an interest rate of 6%. So from the following table, calculate the duration. Years are given, cash flows are given, interest rate are given, revised price year, cumulative revised price is given. See how to calculate this question. Simply here we know that with the help of duration we do the measure of sensitivity of any bond price. Okay, now the present value of cash flow is suppose 30. Is 30, no, in first year that is a 30 only. Okay, so I use the wrong word, that is suppose, and there is divided by 1.06, which is here the interest rate, so that is equals to 28.03, which is the revised price. So the present value of the next year we can calculate, which is 2.26.70, and same there is for the third year. If I add all these, 28.03 plus 26.70 plus 445.27, which is equals to near about, if I add this thing, 28.03 plus 26.70 plus 445.27, it is correctly equal to 500. So we know that how to find the duration, the cumulative raised price, which is adding that 1417.24 divided by 500, that is equals to 2.834 years. So this is the answer here. Perfect. Now next question. There is a bond who has a modified duration of 6.8 and that experience an increase yield of 15 basis point. So what is the expected approximate percentage, that is change in price? See, for the approximate percentage change in price, what we can do, we have to use a formula, that is if we have to calculate approximate price change. So that is equals to minus 1 multiplied by modified duration multiplied by the basis points or the yield change I can use. So that minus 1 multiply by 6.8 multiply by yield change, that is of 15 basis point, so it is 0.15. So let's do the calculation here. 1 that is equals to 6.8 multiply 0.15, and after calculating this we got here minus 1.2 here, because we have to calculate the this is the answer, that is basically the price change here. Clear? Now again this question is done. Okay, from the following identify the equation to just calculate the modified duration. Which formula is correct here? So obviously we know that this modified duration is basically one of the measure of the sensitivity of a bond price to just change in interest changes or interest rate, and it is calculated as a Macaulay duration, which is divided by 1 plus the yield to maturity, and it is divided by the number of compounding periods per year. So in this case the Macaulay duration can be calculated as a weighted average time to receive the cash flows from the bond. So the correct answer is here simply duration divide by 1 plus R. So second option is correct in that case. Then there is an exposure of 100 lakhs that is backed up by a guarantee of government for the full amount, and there is no maturity mismatch. So what is the risk weight of the exposure would be in that case? 10 lakh or 20 lakh, 30 lakh, sorry 100 lakh or 5 lakh. See, in easy words, there is an exposure of 100 lakhs which is backed up by guarantee of government of the India for the full amount. There is no any mismatch maturity type of situation. So as we know that government of India is sovereign, so the guarantee of the government is eligible credit risk mitigant. So in case the above guarantee is extended by any of the state government, so applicable risk would be only 20%, and in above case exposure is 100 crore, so we just 100 lakh just to multiply the 20%, which is equals to here 20 lakhs. So the option B is correct here, which is 20 lakh. 100 crore is there, so only the risk is here 20%. We have to multiply it. We got the answer because in the government of security situation there is no maturity mismatch and there is no loss. So Sumit wants to choose the life insurance policy that pays a certain percentage here and wants to pay a certain percentage of the plan sum assured regular after the regular intervals. So which type of plan should Sumit choose? there is a concept of money back policy, which is a type of life insurance product that basically allows the insured to receive regular returns as a lump sum amount or at a definite point during the policy period. Now, these returns offer under a money back policy that can be guaranteed or depend on investment performance. And there is a combination of both, but money back policy is basically ensures that the insured will earn returns or the amount promised every few years. So the survival values accumulated every few years, and that provides policy holders with a second source of income. So the correct answer is here money back plan. So Rita have to choose this policy to pays a certain percentage of the sum assured after some regular intervals. Suppose when a bank is there who provides a loan of rupees 1.5 crore according to the RBI guideline for a period of 5 years at a rate of interest 1% over the base prime lending rate. At present VPLR is 9%. So the loan shall be repaid in 4 yearly installments with 1 year moratorium. So we have to find the that say they are doing the funding of loan of 3 years with the same amount, interest is 6%. So what are the kind of risk associated with such type of loan? What type of risk associated? So how to solve this question? Just read it, then I will tell you. Okay, so see here, the correct answer is, see, if I say about the correct answer, just evaluate the options. We know that the deposit out of which loan is given, that would become payable at the end of 3 years. But after 3 years, there is only 50% of the loan that shall be repaid. Hence, there may be funding risk. And in this case, there is a default in payment that is called of the liquidity type of risk. But if I say about the investment risk, what is the meaning of reinvestment risk basically? So here I can say, in the case of reinvestment risk, the interest on the loan is linked to the BPLR. When the BPLR rate reduces, there may be a mismatches risk, as the loan repaid on reinvestment may or may not get the same interest rate or reinvestment. So also sometimes that deposits may be withdrawn prematurely, so hence there is an embedded option risk. So here I can say, according to the options, which option is correct? every option here, the this reinvestment risk is correct answer, or we can also choose the embedded option is that every option we can say all of the above is correct. Then again we have to calculate the volatility, and now 0.65 daily stock is given, but they are asking about the monthly volatility. So simple, here we have to calculate, just do the calculations. We know that T is equals to daily volatility by square root of number of days. So 0.65% multiply square root of 30, and when we do the calculation here, we got here 0.65 multiplied by 5.48, which is equals to 3.56%. So that is the answer of this question. So most important, this formula. Now there is a XYZ Limited, who that is a multinational company which is based in the United States and has its subsidiaries in Europe and Japan. The company frequently engages in international trade and faces some type of currency exchange rate risk. So to manage this risk, XYZ enters into a financial contract with a bank where they agree to exchange their cash flows on a specified exchange rate on a future date. So, which type of financial instrument is XYZ Inc, which using to try and manage its credit risk? So, if I say about the correct answer here, see what will be the correct answer in that case. We know that XYZ Inc is using a currency swap just to manage its currency exchange rate risk. Now, currency swap is a financial instrument, we know that, where two parties says okay, we are agree to exchange the cash flows which is denominated in the different currencies. This allows XYZ Limited to hedge against potential fluctuations in the currency exchange rate between the US dollar as well as the currencies of its European and Japanese subsidiaries. So the correct answer I can say is here currency swap is basically using to manage its currency risk by the XYZ Limited. So there is a ABC Limited, a very large corporate which sanction ECB external commercial borrowing of US dollar 10 million by IFSC Washington, repayable after a 5 years in early yearly installments, which is starting from 31st of December 2021. Now the rate of interest is SOFR plus 400 basis point values, with SOFR reset every year on the due date of repayment. So the company here intends to draw down the entire amount immediately for their rupee expenditure in India and seeks guidance from the financial risk manager in understanding the involved risk. So coupon risk of half yearly payment of the coupon is given. Principal rate or risk on the principal amount of US dollar 100 million is given. Interest risk fluctuation is given. Principal risk on the principal amount is given here. So how to calculate this question? See, principal amount we know that here of US dollar 100 million, which is the at the rate of US dollar like 20 million per year. So this risk can be mitigated by only the principal swaps. So this is nothing but this is long term forward contract which is booked for the next 5 years, which is starting from the 31st of December 2014. Now the coupon risk means yearly payment of the coupon, and this is the hedging the interest amount through the booking long term forward contract for the obviously next 5 years. Interest rate risk fluctuations are there in the SOFR rate for the next 5 years as the ECB is availed on the floating rate concept. This risk also mitigated by the interest rate swap, wherein the corporate can receive the floating rate by paying a fixed rate in the bank. So here I can say which option is correct. Statement third is okay, that interest rate risk fluctuation is in the SOFR rate for the next 10 years. Principal risk on the principal amount of 100 million at the rate of US dollar 10 million per year is correct here. Okay, so these two options are correct. So here the customer making the remittance of this amount on April 2023, he made a remittance of again, so we have to calculate the tax liability. See, one more important update, 10% TCS rates are changed. I think they become 7 lakh to 10 lakh now. We have to study the both type of rate, the previous one as well as the new rate also. Okay, so from this of April, this rate is changed, so I don't think so in this cycle they need to learn this rate. So we from the next cycle for the new candidates, obviously they have to learn the new rate, but for us previous rate is okay, but in being knowledge that rates are changed. So just make the remittance here. There is a customer who makes the remittance. How to calculate? See, simple. We have to start the question. Just first income is here. First remittances of 6,80,000, that is exempted, right? That is exempted. So here 6,80,000 is exempted, but next remittance of 9,20,000, so we have to add now this 9,20,000 because it exceeded the 7 lakh. Now just reduce the 7 lakh from it, so we get here about 9 lakh, right? Now on this 9 lakh we have to calculate 5%. Okay, question is not saying that PAN and Aadhaar is not available. If that PAN Aadhaar card is not available, then the this rate will become 10%. So obviously the answer is 10%, because after deducting 7 lakh, that person makes again a remittance of 45,000. That does not mean, because we already excluded 7 lakh. So in that case we don't need to remit again, or we don't need to charge 5% on that 45,000. Just a minute, I'm just confused in one thing. I think we have to calculate the 5% on that also. Just a second only. I just want to check this thing. On this 45,000, I think we have to calculate the tax also. At least 5%, because the limits are already exceeded. Just a second. Just confirm this thing to reduce, just for my satisfaction. a minute. Give me a minute. To calculate the 5% on this 45,000 also. Okay, because remitter already crossed the limits, so that 45,000 is okay, but we have to calculate the 45,000 5% on this also. So what 45,000 5% is 2250. So on October 1st, Bank A bought US dollar 1 lakh against INR from B at 74.9600, and the value of settlement is given by, which is taken by Bank A, and just identify the form of settlement of FX deals given in that case. See, settlement done on the very next day, and in the next day situation there is a Tom deal, because spot deal takes T plus 2 day, that means settlement happens on the next 2 days, after 2 days. Then there is a ready or cash deal. Ready or cash deal means immediately. Then there is a forward deal, which is basically after 30 days. So the correct answer is Tom deal. Now ABC Limited issued a bond of 900 for 3 years with an interest rate of 10%. So the price bond rises from 900 to 902 with an interest rate of 9.90%. So we have to find the basis point value here. See, we know that basis point value is change in value due to 1 basis point. So this is used as a measure of risk. The higher the VBP of a bond, the higher the risk associated. So we have to compute the basis point value, that is equals to change in value of multiply 0.01 divide by change in rate of interest, that is equals to 2 multiply 0.01 divide by 0.10, which is equals to 0.20. Now here total HQLA given. Bank have maximum level 2A assets of after all the haircut applied. See, there are the two categories of the HQLA. Level A, which is highly liquid, include all the cash and the cash equivalents, but level 2A is having level 2 having level 2A or level 2B. So I can say here level 2 can be here after deducting the 40% of 80 crores, because we have to apply the 40% of haircut on the 80 crore, which is equals to 32,000 crore. So this is the answer here, 32,000 there is a bank who has a tier 1 capital of $72 million. Tier 2 capital is given. We have given the risk weighted asset of this bank also. So here we have to just calculate the what we have to calculate here the availability of capital as a percentage of its risk weight asset. So how to find in that case? Simply just add the tier 1 capital, tier 2 capital, and then divide it by the risk weight assets. So here tier 1 capital is 72 million, tier 2 capital is 105 million divided by 700 million. We have to find in the percentage, so multiply it by 100. So it is equals to 17 million 700 million multiply by 100. So after dividing it by, it is about 2. So 177 divided by 7 is 25.28%. Okay. So there are the assets which are in the doubtful category. The realization is given of the security is 4 lakh. So just calculate the provision requirement. If I say about the unsecured one, see 5 lakh category is there, but there are unsecured type of provision, here the 5 lakh is there and 4 lakh is there. So it is equals to unsecured ones are 1 lakh, right? Unsecured one are 1 lakh here, correct? Because obviously there is no provision available for that 1 lakh. So just for the secured one, calculate here 25%, 25% of this 4 lakh, right? So here what we can do, multiply it by 25%. So that is equals to how much? So it is equals to about 1 lakh. So 1 lakh and 1 lakh is equals to 2 lakh. That is the answer here. Got it? Because the unsecured one, there is a category of 5 lakh but only secured 4 lakh. So leftover 1 lakh are unsecured. Okay. So just calculate the 25% and then add them, they are unsecured one. Now calculate the provisioning coverage ratio. Gross NPA is given, provisioning is given. Then what is the correct answer in that case? See how to calculate. provisioning coverage ratio is equals to provisioning PCR provisioning divide by gross NPA multiply by 100. So 5,000 divide by 1 lakh multiply by 100. So 5% is the answer. That is the provisioning coverage ratio. 5% is the answer here. Now the next question. Okay, so this is the last question for today. There is a ABC Limited who issued a 100 irredeemable preference share on which it get a dividend of 9%. If the price of the preference share is 81.82, so what do investors will do require here? What they can do in that case? Simply we know that the formula is there, price of preference shares divided, that is equals to preference dividend divide by preference shares yield to maturity return, right? So here preference share price is given and it is equals to preference dividend is given and preference shares yield to maturity is given. So it is equals to 81.82 divided by no, this will come here, this will come here, that means preference share yield to maturity is equals to 9 by 81.82, which is equals to 0.11 or 11% if we multiply it by 100%. So that is the answer. Here we can calculate that 11% is the answer here. So here in module B we completed all the numericals, near about 35 numericals are there. Now tomorrow we will doing C and D numerical. Okay, then some MCQ session, important MCQ session. Please attend this session because every MCQ is completely fresh and not copied from anywhere. So just be sure 7 a.m. sharp until examination, at least there are classes daily, and final marathon is on Saturday and Sunday, where we will revising all the concepts clearly. So if any doubt is there, just comment, like the channel, subscribe to the channel and like to the video. So thank you so much. Let's meet in our next class. Till then, take care and have a good day all. Thank you.